This van is so dang versatile.
Why do you say that?
Well, you've been with me every place we've gone, and we're going to share with you guys today all the different ways that we've used this van so far.
And we'll also share with you what we intend to do with it in the future.
Thanks for being here. Let's get started. So what's been going on with you this week?
Been working really hard this week on decluttering, organizing things. You know, as we've lived in the van for 3 months or 4 months at a time, you realize that you just don't need all this stuff. And I feel like all this stuff is weighing us down, and it kind of causes stress because
what do you do with it?
What do you do with it? So we're trying to minimalize what we have, and we have been going to Goodwill a lot.
Enough that the guy there knows our cars, and knows the van, and knows us. See you tomorrow. That's the last thing he says every day. Yeah. See you tomorrow.
So, but it does feel good to be getting rid of a lot of stuff. So what have you been doing?
Well, I got back yesterday from a trip, but it was a trip that I took alone. I didn't take the camera. Took my mom, as you know, to the doctor and to a specialist in Florence, South Carolina. So you're trying to figure out how you're going to stay warm with that little...
I'm even going to get warm after this little napkin.
Mom's here for a test. Oh. What did they tell you they had to do? They had the needle got your attention, didn't it?
Yeah. And the shocking didn't sound real good.
So I went with her, and you know, I missed you and Maggie, but Mom even said, son, this is the first time you and I have been on a trip together that I can remember, because I had 4 brothers and sisters growing up, and if you know that, there's always someone around, and we've always had grandchildren and children and us, and so it was there.
Most time when we visit, it's like with the whole family, and it's just, you know, chaos.
took her to Outback Steakhouse,
yeah,
and for lunch, and I'm such a planner that I got there maybe, I bet I got there 2.5 hours earlier than I should have, but I always do that. I always err on the side of getting there on time. But we went to Outback, and they put the bread out there, and I guess Mom doesn't eat at Outback or things like that as often as we do. And you know, we put the bread out, and she said, "What's this bread?" And I said, "You know, it's really good. You need to try it." So I told her about the time that Nathan ate 13 loaves of the bread there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So she tried it. Hey, Mag. So she tried it, and she loved it, and we had a good lunch together. But it was good to get home, and I guess we'll get into talking about why we think this van is so dang versatile.
A little background history on our RVing experience. We've been doing this for about 20 years. We've had all kinds of RVs. We've had travel trailers. We've had fifth wheels.
Toy haulers.
We've had vans.
Motorhomes.
That's right. Forgot about the motorhome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so far, for the place we are in life right now, this is our favorite, isn't it?
It is.
So one of our favorite ways of camping, and if you've been watching us for any time at all, then you already know, state parks. We just love state parks. And we've been able to do that with just about any RV we've ever had, haven't we?
Right.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio.
Another place a small RV works really well at are national parks.
Yeah, we love national parks. While there are a lot more on the West Coast than there are the East Coast, we're really happy about the ones that are here. And we have the one that's most visited in the United States in the Great Smoky Mountains. And wow.
Yeah, it's a great place.
We're gonna make it someday. Nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town.
Another place that we visited in our little Revel that you wouldn't think we would go would be really expensive, extremely nice RV resorts. Now, we didn't show any of that the last time we were there because we went with our grandchildren and our children. they have a fifth wheel, so they tend to go to bigger places than we do.
And they have 3 small children, so
Right.
they want all the amenities of a resort.
Yeah.
And this
Yep.
resort had it.
But we were there and we parked our Revel right beside of and in between lots of Class A motorhomes and million-dollar rigs and lots of fifth wheels and lots of families. And
But it was great. It was a great way to visit and spend time with our
We're
family.
taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We're playing loud.
holy crap. There was a Newmar there that had to be $2 million, so I don't know. Wait a minute, I've got an ant on my, ooh, he's in my shoe now. No, he's gone.
Believe it or not, this van is really small, but we've lived in it for over 2 months at a time.
Yeah. And
And that's a great thing to be able to say that you can do with something that small.
Corps of Engineer parks are also one of our favorites. If you're not aware of what a Corps of Engineer park is, we're at one right now. It is a reservoir or a lake or some body of water that is managed by the Army Corps of Engineers. And in a lot of places, they're just for flood management, but in others, it's for recreational reasons. And they're usually really close to water, they're usually really nice sites, and they're usually really inexpensive. So when we have a choice, Corps of Engineer parks are really on our radar. We look for them, don't
We
we?
do. And we have one that's close to our home that we visit quite often, and it's a place that the family can get together to.
Yeah, so for Father's Day this year, we went camping again with our same daughter's family, but we also invited everyone in our family over to come and spend 2 or 3 days with us here at the lake, and it was an awesome, awesome time. The van worked out to be a perfect place for kiddos to duck in and use the bathroom and store cold drinks and cook outside. And
Yeah.
And it just really worked out to be something that was extremely special for our family, for us, and it just showed us how versatile this van really is.
Sometimes we don't want to get a campground when we're traveling from place to place. So the Revel has worked out great for ducking into a Cracker Barrel and getting a good night's sleep.
Another thing we've done that we really liked is we parked this little bitty 19-foot van right on the street at a lot of different places, but maybe our favorite, right beside of the water in South Carolina.
Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean.
And the last one we'll mention is probably one of our favorites right now, and that's dispersed camping on forest roads.
Are you guys tired of hearing us talk about dirt roads yet? Maybe some of you are. A lot of the places here on the East Coast, those roads are accessible by just about anything that's small. That's the real key. But when we bought the van, our intention was to stop paying money for campgrounds, not necessarily to save money, but to get out where it's really quiet and peaceful and to get off by ourselves. And I knew that I was going to love that, and I knew Lynn was going to like it and tolerate it. But honestly, I think you've grown to really love it, haven't you?
I do.
We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage.
But that wraps up all the places we feel like we can go in our van, and I'm sure there are a few that we've left off. We can mooch dock too, by the way, but we
yeah.
haven't done that in the Revel yet.
But we did it in the Travado.
We did.
And I'm sure we'll probably do it in the future.
We will for sure. So, you know, there may be places that you guys have gone in your RV that we haven't gone so far, and we'll talk about that a little bit further on in the video. So if you watched this far, do us a favor and click on the like button. It would mean a lot to Lynn, Maggie, and I.
And if you hadn't already subscribed, we'd really appreciate it if you would do that. So unlike a travel trailer or a fifth wheel, this van's not just for camping.
You know, those things have one purpose: be comfortable, have a lot of amenities, and believe me, we've had fifth wheels and motorhomes and travel trailers before, and we love them because once you get them parked in the campground, man, it's like being
lots
home.
of space. It is just like being at home.
But we've learned with the van, we use it probably more for day-to-day things that you may not think about than we do for camping.
We use it a lot for day trips, like to go hiking or biking or doing all of our favorite things that we like to do.
Another thing it's really good for are extended bike trips, because you can go park at one place and go on a long extended bike trip and then come back, and once again you have your home on wheels right there. And you're not going to spend the night, or we don't sometimes, but we still love it when we get to do it.
Right, and it's a good place for Maggie to be if she doesn't want to go on the bike trip or she doesn't want to go on that long of a hike. It's a great place for her to actually hang out and stay cool.
It's another way that we've used the van that's really helped. You know, it has lithium, and in a future video we're going to tell you that it does have lithium, but it's a little deceiving that you're not going to use it all day long. But it will allow us to leave the AC running for maybe 3 hours for Maggie so she can stay cool while we go to a movie or while we go out to eat or a hike or something, right? And it's
When's the last time we went to a movie?
Oh.
It's been a while.
Do I need to take you to the movies?
You might be surprised that our van's also a moving van.
Yeah. Anytime anyone moves or needs something carried, so we've used that several times and it comes in handy. Not to mention, I believe Lynn said before, she was cleaning up and getting rid of a lot of things. I can't tell you how many times we packed it all the way to the bottom of the bed and drove to Goodwill and donated things for that.
Yeah, and a construction van.
Yep.
When we were redoing our bathroom upstairs, we went to Lowe's a lot of times.
Filled it up with tiles and with drywall and with mud.
A shower door.
I mean, anything and everything. Almost anything will fit in there. I don't think a king size mattress and box springs will fit in between the doors, but just about anything else will.
A queen does for sure.
And we've used it for that.
Yeah.
And you know, a trailer wouldn't have worked for that. So it's really neat. It gets a lot more use because of that. Another thing we use it for more than I really thought we would is a daily driver. I think I jump in it anytime I get a choice. That's what I choose to drive.
It's kind of like that's his car.
It is. It's like a 19-foot van, and you got everything you need in it. So, and the other thing that makes it really neat about that is Lynn likes to go shopping. Not as much as she used to, but you know, there are reasons now that we're doing quite a bit of shopping and remodeling, and so she'll go to a place that I'm not too keen about going into, and it used to be I'd have to sit in the car. Now I have a van.
Yeah.
I can leave the air conditioning on. Maggie and I can stay in there and sit at the table. I can edit a video. I can have something to drink. I can even make a sandwich and wait on her. And if I choose to, I can do that for 20 or 30 minutes and then go in and find her and say, yeah, I like that one.
But it also makes me feel a little bit better and, you know, allows me to take a little bit more
Yeah, it
time
does.
knowing that he's got a comfortable place to stay.
Yep.
I grew up in the mountains of North Carolina, and we had a lot of snow, and I still to this day love the snow. And the four-wheel drive in the Revel has allowed us to be able to get out more in the snow and enjoy that.
And to play.
And to play.
And instead of cold drinks, we've made hot chocolate.
Yep.
It's really worked out well. We used to duck out and head to warmer temperatures when it got cold because we could. But the van has allowed us to stick around and to play in the snow, and it's brought back childhood memories for Lynn. It's brought back really, really fun things for us to do together. And it's, you know, they say it's a 4-season van, and you can camp in it 4 seasons, but I think it's also a 4-season fun mobile too.
Yeah, that's a
Snow's
good way to
cool,
put it.
I know. Snow is cool in the van for sure. The van also has a 5,000-pound towing capacity, and it's really nimble at doing that, and it's really strong. And as you know, we have a 5x8 Mini-Go aluminum trailer, and you can tow that sucker anywhere you want to go for extended trips, so you can take more toys. And while you could do that if you had a motorhome, I doubt that you would, because you probably tow what's known as a toad, a car behind it. If you have a fifth wheel or a trailer, you're not going to do that anyway, because you can only really tow one thing at a time. Although I've tried to tow 2 things before, but it really freaks Lynn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple towing is not a good
It's
thing.
not for you,
And
is
plus, I mean, you would probably have a lot more storage in a fifth wheel or a motorhome than
Right.
we do in the van. So
So you
they
may not
might
have to take
need
the
it.
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the very last thing that we've done, we've told you we camped on a lot of dirt roads, but man, we have driven on some dirt roads. It's almost like Well, when I was going to take my mom to the doctor yesterday, I passed all these little sandy dirt roads. And if I didn't have somewhere to go, you can bet what I would have done. I would have put it in four-wheel drive and I would have ducked off on a dirt road to see where it went. And we do that
Yeah, it's one of
all
our
the
favorite
time.
things.
We can't call it Sunday driving like some folks do, because if
not
we go
Sunday.
anywhere, any day of the week that ends in Y, we're going to put it in four-wheel drive and duck off on a dirt road. And it just gets to be more and more and more fun and more of an adventure.
Yeah, I think it's just because we're actually out exploring new things.
Yeah. So would you agree this van is extremely dang versatile? We think it is. And we just keep discovering more and more reasons to love it and more things to do with it. We've enjoyed the van so far during the first 10 months, but you know, the next coming year we have a lot of plans for how we really want to make better use of it, even more than we have so far. But
You know how plans are. We never thought that we wouldn't be able to go out west this year, or to Nova Scotia, or all the other places that we wanted to go. So we don't really stress that much about not being able to do those things.
Right.
We just try to take advantage of what we have right here,
Right
really
now.
close by.
And we encourage you guys to do that too. Sun's shining, get out on lake somewhere, enjoy your summer, and until we see you again, look at that. Why did you turn around? Are you having fun cooling off,
Round and round
man?
the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So
Until
make sure
next
that
time,
you don't
Maggie
miss
says
out.
happy
Just
tails.
oh, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're back.
Right here. Oh,
So unlike a travel trailer or a fifth wheel,
whiff deal.
fifth wheel. Okay. All right. Hey.